Back on Get Up, and in case you missed all the action last night, it was the Giannis Antetokounmpo show in Game 6 of the NBA Finals as Milwaukee was trying to win its first championship in a decade. He just owned the paint on both ends of the floor. You see him jamming on one side and then stuffing Devin Booker at the rim at the other. He had 5 blocks to go along with 50 points in this game. Look at him putting Frank Kaminsky on a poster, and then with the shot clock winding down, watch him again. He was just spectacular. They were going crazy in the arena last night. They were going crazier outside the arena last night. A celebration, a half a century in the making. Giannis with 50, the MVP. The Bucks win it. And after the game, Phoenix coach Monty Williams went to the victorious locker room to offer his congratulations.
I just wanted to come and congratulate you guys as a man, as a coach. You guys deserve this. And I'm thankful for the experience. You guys made me a better coach. You made us a better team. Congratulations.
Wow, just class for days. What else can you say? And then early this morning, just a few hours ago, Giannis welcomed the championship and finals MVP trophies into his home. Look at him there in his Instagram there, perched in his kitchen, tucked him into his bed as well. What a spectacular night this was for the city of Milwaukee, for Giannis Antetokounmpo, I think for basketball fans literally all over the world. And Tim Legler rejoins us here. And you and I were having a brief conversation before we came on the air this morning. You and I agree on one thing, and not everybody does. Not all rings are created equal. Some mean more than others for the legacies of players. What does this one mean for Giannis?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And I argue with people all the time about it, but I am of the belief that they're not all created equal, Greeny. I think some do carry more weight. And I think when you start talking about guys that win one with the team that they started out with, particularly if it's a smaller market team that traditionally has a very difficult time bringing in free agents. It's tough for certain cities and certain teams historically to bring in guys to get enough help. So when you draft a guy, particularly in the middle of the first round, and turns himself into this and carries this franchise to a championship, a proud franchise, by the way. They got great basketball tradition, even if it hasn't led to titles over the years. They've always been historically good. This is something they haven't done in 50 years. This carries more weight, I'm sorry, it does, than when guys go and orchestrate ending up in certain places to almost guarantee themselves a better opportunity to win. There was no guarantee that this would happen when they drafted Giannis Antetokounmpo. There was no guarantee prior to adding Drew Holiday that this would ever happen. There certainly wasn't a guarantee when he took that contract and decided to stay here. A lot of guys wouldn't have chosen the path, as we can see. And going forward, more guys are going to choose the path of joining up with other stars in certain places than this path. He's going to be a rarity in terms of what he has just accomplished and what he chose to do. So absolutely, to me, it carries more weight. Just like I think Steph Curry's first championship carries more weight than the two he won with Kevin Durant. I actually think LeBron's championship he won in Cleveland, because of the significance to the franchise, means more than the two that he won in Miami in creating that situation with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. So I personally do believe they all carry different weight historically. And what do I mean by that? How we view it. Guys like us that analyze the game, the fan base, how fans in general of the game view this type of accomplishment. I think it is just different. And this is obviously historic because he accepted the weight and the responsibility that comes with who he is and what he has made himself as a player with this franchise. And I applaud him for it. He's impossible not to like, and this team in general, impossible not to pull for.
Let the record show for anyone who is yelling at Tim Legler on Twitter as a result of those that I fully and wholeheartedly agree with and endorse every word you just said, and I will spend 2 hours talking about that on the radio today. In the meantime, you also know that the world in which we live today, Tim, 5 minutes after it is over, the first question people will ask is, can they do it again? So, Tim Legler, can they do it again?
Yes, I think they can. Obviously, the Brooklyn Nets are looming, and they broke down this year physically. But who knows what they're going to be able to do together. We only saw that group together a handful of games last year. So who knows? They've got a lot to prove to themselves. But take them off to the side because they're in a special category. Look at the rest of the East in particular. There's so many questions about all of these teams. There are no questions about this particular group. And I think breaking through what that is going to do in terms of confidence, in terms of how they handle pressure going forward, the weight has been lifted. And now I think this could be the start of a phenomenal run for this group, as long as they can keep their stars together. They've got guys locked up contractually. They've got great chemistry. They've got tremendous leadership. Most importantly, a guy who just won Finals MVP, Greeny, who is not going to rest on his laurels. This guy is going to continue to work and push himself because he is hungry to be an all-time great. This could be the start of something phenomenal for Milwaukee.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.